Hey guys, Jamie Lee here with Progressive Programming, talking about February's monthly preview. So real quick, let's talk about our January, which is the beginning of the 2021 year and the beginning of our current mesocycle. We went through our primary strength was a bunch of different various heavy days. So working from a heavy front squat for 2 rep or a jerk for a single, and then we went into some hang snatches towards the end. So that was our primary. Our secondary strength, we went through a series of different lunging variations, whether we're working with dumbbells, the front rack, farmer rack, alternating grips, setup positions. That was more of our consistent progression for the month of January. And then our skill focus was based on some of our more open-esque type formats that we've seen in the past. Our most recent challenging skill is the strict handstand push-up. That being one of those movements that showed up in the open a couple years back that really kind of acted as a kryptonite for some people that tend to just work on the strict or the kipping. So really important to make sure that we focus on our strict, and that is a good chance that we may see that in our next one, our next upcoming open. Now going into February, we're going to continue the same method of, or same idea of the primary strength being a various heavy day. We're going to be working through 7 rep max front squat, and this is going to be coming from the ground. This is actually an old team series workout from years past. You're going to have an X amount of time to build up to a 7 rep max front squat, but the bar must come from the ground. So limit yourself to just a couple attempts, just because you don't want to do too much reps or too much volume to find that 7 rep. Then on top of that, we've got a thruster. We're going to go through a 5 rep max thruster. And this is going to begin with a cluster. Now a cluster is going to be a squat clean into a thruster. After that, we'll go through 4 more thrusters. Then we've got a push press. We're going to work up to a 1 rep max push press. And then lastly, we've got a power clean, 3 rep max power clean, but we're going to be focusing on a touch and go. So it must be an unbroken touch and go power clean. Doesn't mean we have to cycle through it super fluid, but we have to hang on to that grip. So if you don't use your hook grip, this is the time to get used to it. Okay, now going into our secondary strength for February, we're going to be working on barbell cycling. Okay, so that's going to be our main focus for our secondary strength. We're going to be working through different clean and jerks, snatch work from either a power position into a squat position, and just kind of working on just different varieties of barbell cycling in an EMOM format. Now, it's not going to be in every minute on the minute. We're going to be working for every second or third minute, but the idea is to work on a pretty big set. It's a big complex for each one of these sessions, and the goal is to be able to increase the load, but at the same time we can decrease the load. It doesn't have to be the whole thing unbroken, but we want to try to maintain the principle of barbell cycling. So whatever weight you end up starting with, we can go up or down, as long as we're able to work with some nice fluidity through that pattern and keep that barbell moving. Now, for our gymnastics focus, we are going to continue on the open skill focus. Now, with a few weeks back, CrossFit released a little bit more information about this upcoming open. Now, this next month of February is going to be focusing on all patterns and movements that are required or that are going to be needed with a certain set of equipment. So CrossFit released 5 different equipment requirements to do the RX versions of this year's open. We've got barbell and plates, so we know we're going to have some heavy lifts, possibly, at least some barbell work specifically. We're going to have a single dumbbell, so we know we're going to have maybe some dumbbell snatches, some single arm presses. We've got a box and a jump rope. Now, because we have a box and a jump rope and 3-week open, tells me that we're probably going to see more jumping in the jump rope. In our box, we may see more of a step up, right? And we saw that a couple years back with our strict handstand push-ups, overhead walking lunge, and a dumbbell step up. Now, what we want to focus on along with that is our pull-up space. So any kind of pull-up structure. So we might see some toes to bar, chest to bar muscle ups, and lastly, I think that was it. Those are the 5 different elements. We've got our jump rope, box, plate and bar, dumbbell, and pull-up structure. What we don't see, and what we've seen in past, there is no wall ball. So we won't see wall balls in this first section of the open. There is no rower, so we won't see any rowing in that first section, but what we can assume is that those patterns are likely to show up in our later qualifying round to move on through the CrossFit season. So those are going to be our main focuses for this upcoming month. We're going to go through different variation of EMOMs with those skills, or with skills using those implements, so that way we can get some more exposure to different patterns and different variety of those equipment, with that equipment. We also won't see any rings, so don't worry about any ring muscle-ups for this first stage. Now, going into the rest of the month, we still have some other notable workouts that we're going to see over the month of February. We're going to be repeating one of the open workouts, the very first open workout, 11.1, or more recently known as 14.1. This is a 10-minute AMRAP of 30 double unders and 15 ground to overhead with a light barbell. It can be either a snatch or a clean and jerk. Then we also have another classic CrossFit workout, Fran. 21, 15, 9 thrusters and pull-ups. Now, this is a shorter workout, should be a shorter workout, so because we've got such a short time domain workout, we are testing it in the beginning of the class, but at the end of class, we will be doing some core accessory work, so a little core blast just to finish off the day. And then lastly, at the end of the month, we're going to be doing DT, okay? And this is one of the hero workouts, another classic CrossFit hero workout. But while working on the barbell cycling for this month, we're going to use DT as a chance to kind of test our capacity with these barbell patterns, okay? So that's 5 rounds per time of 12 deadlifts at a pretty moderate to challenging heavy weight to 9 hang cleans and 6 shoulder to overhead. So that's what we got planned for this month of February. This is also going to kind of continue the same idea of these primary and secondary focuses are going to continue on, and the skill are going to continue through into March as we head into March 11th, which is the beginning of the Open. We will have some more information on what that month is going to look like come March. Have fun, guys. Stay healthy.